As the sun rises over the ancient city, its golden rays illuminate the towering ruins, casting long shadows that whisper of forgotten empires. The air is thick with the scent of incense, mingling with the distant echoes of a bustling marketplace. Here, amidst the remnants of a civilization long past, the stones themselves seem to speak, inviting us to uncover their secrets. This journey through the ancient world reveals the tapestry of lives that once were. Beyond the grand tales of empires and battles, there lies a quieter story, one of daily rituals, forgotten joys, and timeless human bonds. Join us as we explore what it truly meant to live in these storied times, uncovering the truths often overlooked. Picture a world where the horizon is framed by the silhouette of pyramids, where bustling markets hum with the chatter of thousands. It's a world where art and science are beginning to blossom, and where every stone and artifact speaks of a rich history. This is the world we will traverse, stepping back in time to understand the lives of those who walked before us. As the sun rises over the ancient city, its golden rays illuminate the towering ruins, casting long shadows that whisper of forgotten empires. The air is thick with the scent of incense, mingling with the distant echoes of a bustling marketplace. Here, amidst the remnants of a civilization long past, the stones themselves seem to speak, inviting us to uncover their secrets. Join us on a journey through time, where the stories of the ancients await to be unearthed. In the gentle embrace of the Mediterranean sun, where olive trees stand like ancient sentinels, there lies a timeless scene of tranquility. Imagine the soft rustle of leaves as a light breeze whispers through the gnarled branches, their silvery green leaves casting dappled shadows upon the earth below. It is here, beneath these venerable trees, that people of the ancient world often sought solace from the bustling life of the Agora. The olive tree, revered for its fruit and its oil, was more than a source of nourishment. It was a symbol of peace and prosperity. In the region of Attica, not far from the lively streets of Athens, the groves provided a sanctuary where philosophers like Socrates and Plato might find a quiet corner to ponder the mysteries of existence. It was said that even the great orator Demosthenes would retreat to such peaceful havens to refine his speeches, his voice blending with the gentle hum of cicadas in the warm afternoon. As the sun began its slow descent, painting the sky in hues of amber and rose, families would gather under the trees to share stories and laughter. The air was often filled with the sweet, earthy scent of ripe olives, mingling with the distant aroma of roasting lamb from nearby hearths. Children played in the soft dust at the roots of these ancient trees, their laughter a melody that echoed through the grove. In those moments, life slowed to a gentle rhythm, a stark contrast to the swirling activity of the city. Here, beneath the canopy of leaves, one could savor the simple joys of community and reflection, a timeless balm for the soul. And so, as the day fades into evening, we turn our gaze to the weaver's loom, where the rhythmic clatter of threads tells its own story of creation and tradition. In the dim glow of early evening, the weaver's loom stands as a silent sentinel in the corner of a small, earthen-floored dwelling. The air is filled with the faint, earthy scent of wool and flax, mingling with the gentle crackle of a nearby fire. As the weaver, perhaps a woman named Livia, sits before this ancient machine, her deft hands guide the shuttle back and forth, weaving threads into a tapestry of life. Each thread, dyed with natural pigments, the deep indigo from the woad plant, the soft rust from madder roots tells a tale of the land, the seasons, and the people who dwell upon it. The loom itself is a marvel of simplicity and ingenuity, a wooden frame bound together with leather thongs and sinew. It transforms the raw fibers spun from sheep's wool into fabric, both functional and beautiful. The rhythmic sound of the loom as it clatters and clicks is like a heartbeat, a steady reminder of the continuity of life's labors. In ancient Rome, textiles were more than mere garments. They were the fabric of society, used to signify status, communicate wealth, and even serve as currency in bustling markets from the Forum to the distant reaches of the empire. Imagine, if you will, the vibrant colors and intricate patterns that emerge from this loom, reflecting the artistry and skill passed down through generations. These textiles, once completed, might have adorned the shoulders of a Roman senator or wrapped a newborn in a humble village on the outskirts of the empire. In their threads, stories are woven, connecting the past to the present. And so, as Livia ties the final thread, the loom falls silent, leaving behind a tapestry rich with history. Our journey now leads us from the softness of fabric to the enduring strength of stone, where new stories await to be unearthed. As dawn breaks over the ancient plains of Egypt, the first light dances off the towering pyramids, casting long shadows across the sands. These monuments, silent yet eloquent, speak a language all their own, a language carved in stone and built to endure the test of time. The air is crisp, with a hint of the Nile's freshness, mingling with the dry scent of the desert. Imagine standing at the base of the Great Pyramid of Giza, where each block of limestone, weighing as much as 15 tons, was meticulously placed over 4 millennia ago. The whispers of history echo through these stones, telling tales of pharaohs such as Khufu, whose reign began around 2589 BC. His vision and the collective effort of thousands of workers brought this monumental structure to life. The precision of its alignment with the cardinal points is a testament to the skill and knowledge of the ancient builders. As you run your fingers along the cool surface of the stone, you can almost feel the heartbeat of those who once toiled here, their lives intertwined with each chisel and hammer strike. In those same sands, further south, lies the grand temple of Karnak, where columns rise like a petrified forest. Here, the language of stone takes on a different form, with hieroglyphs etched into every surface. These symbols, alive with color in their time, now whisper stories of gods and kings to the curious eye. The sounds of chisels and distant chants once filled the air, a symphony of devotion and artistry. And so, from the resonance of these stones, we turn our gaze to the delicate inscriptions of another era. The scribe's desk awaits, where ink and papyrus will weave the next chapter of human history. In a quiet corner of an ancient city, perhaps Thebes or Nineveh, where the sun's first light casts long shadows, the scribe sits at his desk. The air is thick with the earthy scent of drying papyrus, a fragrance mingling with the faint, metallic aroma of ink. His desk is a simple affair, a low wooden table worn smooth by years of devoted labor. The surface is cluttered with clay tablets, jars of ink, and scrolls yet to be filled, each one a promise of wisdom yet to be shared. The scribe dips his reed pen into the ink, a deep black made from soot and gum arabic, and begins his meticulous work. Each stroke of the pen is deliberate, the sound a soft whisper on the parchment as he transcribes the day's events, the edicts of kings, or the verses of poets long forgotten. These are not mere words. They are the lifeblood of civilizations, the threads that bind past to present. Imagine the quiet rustle of papyrus as he unrolls a scroll, the texture rough yet yielding under his fingers. Here, in this sacred space, the scribe transforms the ephemeral into the eternal, capturing the essence of his world for generations yet unborn. By the year 500 BCE, such scribes were the guardians of knowledge, their skill revered across lands as diverse as Egypt and Mesopotamia. In those same streets, children might play, merchants haggle, and soldiers march, but within the scribe's domain, time stands still. His craft is a quiet rebellion against the forgetfulness of time. And as the day wanes, the scribe's ink-stained fingers carefully roll up the scrolls, preserving their secrets for future eyes to discover. As dusk settles, the warmth of a nearby hearth beckons, a place where stories continue to unfold by the glow of flickering flame. The hearth, a simple yet profound symbol of home, radiates warmth and comfort. In ancient dwellings, it was the heart of the house, the place where life revolved. Imagine, if you will, the soft crackling of logs as they succumbed to the fire's embrace, sending tendrils of smoke that danced their way upward, mingling with the comforting aroma of simmering stew. In the homes of ancient Greece, the hearth was not just a source of heat, but a culinary center. The Greeks, with their love for simple yet flavorful meals, would often prepare dishes like lentil soup, seasoned with fragrant herbs such as thyme and oregano. These herbs, once crushed, released an earthy aroma that filled the air, mingling with the smoky warmth of the hearth. Picture a family gathered around, sharing stories and laughter as they break bread, the crusty loaves baked earlier that day, their golden surfaces still warm to the touch. Each bite was a testament to the skill and tradition passed down through generations, the bread itself a staple that transcended mere sustenance. In another time and place, the hearths of ancient Rome served a similar purpose. Here, the rich scent of garum, a fermented fish sauce beloved by the Romans, would permeate the room, blending with the sizzling sounds of meats roasting over the open flame. The hearth was a place of nourishment and community, where the day's cares were set aside, replaced by the solace of shared meals and companionship. As the night deepens, the fire's glow casts gentle shadows, creating an intimate cocoon against the chill outside. And so, we leave this warm embrace, stepping away from the hearth's glow to follow the whispering winds that lead us toward the mysteries of the desert's expanse. As the gentle glow of the hearth fades behind us, we find ourselves guided by the whispering winds that sweep across the vast, mysterious desert. Here, the air is filled with the scent of sun-baked earth and a faint tang of salt carried from distant, unseen shores. The sand beneath our feet shifts like a living tapestry, its golden grains warm to the touch, whispering secrets of ages past as they dance in the breeze. In these arid lands, the desert stretches endlessly, a sea of dunes rippling under the vast azure sky. The sun hangs like a molten disk, casting long, undulating shadows that seem to breathe with the rhythm of the wind. This was once the realm of ancient travelers, where caravans laden with silks, spices, and stories wound their way along the sinews of the Silk Road. Imagine the distant sound of camels' soft footfalls, their shadows stretching like ghosts across the sands. Beneath these ever-shifting sands lie the remains of lost cities, whispered about in legends. One such city is Ubar, often called the Atlantis of the Sands. Mentioned in the Quran and Arabian Nights, it is said to have thrived until it vanished beneath the desert, swallowed by its own opulence and hubris. The echoes of its bustling markets and the scent of frankincense perhaps still linger in the arid breeze. And so, as the winds continue their eternal dance, they carry us onward, whispering tales of hidden oases and forgotten paths. The horizon shimmers with the promise of new discoveries, drawing us further into the mysteries that lie beyond the next dune. As the sands reveal their secrets, we are gently led toward the riverbanks, where the boatman awaits to share his song, a melody that carries the stories of those who journeyed by water long ago. As you listen to the gentle lap of the water against the boat's wooden hull, imagine the riverbanks of the Nile, the lifeblood of ancient Egypt. The air is warm, filled with the scent of lotus flowers drifting by on the current. Here, the boatman's song rises, a soft melody that mingles with the whispering rushes. This river, mighty and eternal, shaped the lives of those who lived along its banks. It was not just a source of sustenance, but a highway connecting distant lands and cultures. In the light of early dawn, when the sun casts a golden hue over the water, merchants set sail from Thebes, their boats laden with grains, papyrus, and linen. The rhythmic creak of the oars against the water is a comforting sound, a reminder of the ceaseless movement of trade. These waterways, like the veins of a vast organism, carried not only goods, but also ideas and stories from one civilization to another. Further east, the Tigris and Euphrates River cradled the cradle of civilization itself, Mesopotamia. Under the vast expanse of sky, these rivers nurtured the growth of cities like Uruk and Babylon. The air here is thick with the aroma of incense and spices, traded from distant lands. As the boatman navigates these waters, the sound of distant temple bells can be heard, marking the hours of the day. These rivers, wide and meandering, were the lifelines of ancient worlds, shaping the destinies of those who depended on them. As the day fades into night, the boatman's song continues, a testament to the enduring connection between land and water. And so, as the stars begin their celestial dance above, these ancient waterways remind us of the interconnectedness of all things, guiding us into the next chapter of our journey. In the gentle embrace of night, when the world lay quiet and the air cooled, the ancients would lift their gaze to the heavens. Above them, a tapestry of stars wove its intricate patterns across the dark velvet sky. These celestial bodies were far more than mere points of light. They were storytellers, the keepers of myths and guides for the travelers of old. Imagine standing on a hillside near the bustling city of Alexandria around 150 BC. The scent of the nearby Mediterranean Sea mingles with the cool evening breeze, and the faint murmur of the city drifts up from below. The stars above have long been charted by the astronomers of the day, their positions carefully noted on celestial maps like those created by the renowned Claudius Ptolemy. His work, the Almagest, would come to define the understanding of the cosmos for over a millennium. Ptolemy's maps depicted the constellations in intricate detail, each star placed with precision, forming figures like Orion the Hunter and Ursa Major, the Great Bear. To the ancients, these constellations were not just shapes, but stories written in the night sky. Orion, for instance, was seen as a mighty hunter, eternally chasing the Pleiades, the seven sisters, across the celestial dome. As the stars moved through the seasons, they marked the passage of time, guiding sailors across open seas and farmers through their planting cycles. And so, with eyes lifted skyward, the ancients found both guidance and wonder. The stars were their companions and their teachers, whispering the secrets of the universe. With this celestial guidance, they journeyed through life, just as we now tread the historical paths of those who came before. In those same ancient streets where echoes of footsteps once resonated, we find ourselves drawn to the stories etched in stone and starlight. The Roman Forum, once the bustling heart of a mighty empire, now lies quiet, but if you listen closely, you might still hear the echo of footsteps trailing through its storied past. Imagine standing amidst the marble columns, worn smooth by time, as a gentle breeze stirs the dust at your feet. The air carries whispers of Latin, the language of Cicero and Caesar, whose voices once filled this grand space with passionate debate. Here in the Forum, the air is thick with the scent of history, a blend of ancient stone and the faint aroma of herbs from the nearby market. The sun casts its golden light upon the ruins, revealing the silhouettes of what once were towering temples and public buildings. In the shadows, you can almost see the figures of senators in their flowing togas, deep in discussion about the fate of Rome. The Forum was not just a place of politics. It was the nucleus of Roman life, where philosophy and governance intertwined. It was here in 63 BCE that Cicero delivered his famous Catiline orations, condemning the conspiracy against the Republic. His eloquence echoed off the walls of the Senate House, stirring the hearts of citizens both common and noble. And so, amid the laughter of children and the cries of vendors, the Forum pulsed with life, a testament to the enduring legacy of Roman thought and governance. It was a place where ideas were born and decisions made that would shape the world for centuries to come. As the light fades, casting long shadows across the stone, we turn our attention to another corner of this ancient city. The potter's wheel awaits, spinning stories of craft and creation, where hands of artisans molded clay into vessels that would carry the essence of Rome into homes and hearts. In the heart of ancient Rome, near the bustling Forum, skilled potters could be found shaping the very clay of the Tiber's banks into utilitarian beauty. Their craft was an intimate dance between hand and earth, a tactile symphony performed in workshops filled with the earthy scent of wet clay. The rhythmic hum of the potter's wheel turned softly beneath their hands, a gentle whisper of civilization spinning into form. Imagine the warmth of the sun filtering through the windows, casting a golden glow across rows of drying amphorae, each vessel a canvas for intricate designs. These designs, depicting scenes of everyday life or mythological tales, were painted with slips of ochre and black, the colors melding with the clay to tell stories that would endure centuries. The artisan's skill lay not only in their ability to mold the clay, but also in breathing life into it, leaving behind an imprint of the culture that shaped them. The potter's workshops were vibrant places, echoing with the chatter of apprentices learning the trade. These apprentices, often young boys from neighboring villages, would watch intently as their masters demonstrated the delicate art of centering clay on the wheel. The task required patience and precision, a steady hand guiding the clay into something both functional and beautiful. As the wheels turned, so did the stories of Rome, captured in the curves and lines of these earthen vessels. Each piece was more than mere pottery. It was a testament to the daily lives of people long gone, yet eternally present in the objects they left behind. And so, as these vessels traveled, they carried with them the spirit of the artisans who crafted them, much like the pilgrims who would soon tread their own paths through history, seeking wisdom and connection on their journeys. In the gentle glow of dawn, pilgrims assembled, their breaths visible in the crisp morning air as they embarked on their sacred journeys. These travelers, bound for destinations like the revered city of Jerusalem, or the ancient site of Canterbury, were driven by a profound sense of devotion. Clad in simple garments, they carried little more than a wooden staff and a small satchel, within which lay tokens of faith and sustenance for the road ahead. The path ahead was uncertain, yet their spirits were buoyed by the promise of spiritual solace and the whispers of divine presence that seemed to linger in the very air they breathed. As these faithful souls made their way along well-trodden paths, they were accompanied by the rhythmic crunch of gravel beneath their feet and the soft rustling of leaves overhead. The landscape unfolded around them, a tapestry of rolling hills and lush meadows, punctuated by the occasional chapel or wayfarer's inn, offering respite and reflection. In the distance, the toll of church bells marked the passage of time, weaving a melody that mingled with the gentle chorus of birdsong. Along the route, fellow travelers shared stories and hopes, their voices a quiet murmur in the serenity of the countryside. The aroma of wildflowers mingled with the earthy scent of tilled soil, grounding the pilgrims in the reality of their journey even as they sought transcendence. They paused at shrines and holy wells, leaving offerings and prayers, their fingers brushing against stone worn smooth by countless hands over the centuries. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue across the land, the pilgrims would often gather for simple meals, breaking bread together in a bond of shared purpose. And so, their journey continued, each step drawing them closer to their spiritual destination. In the gathering dusk, the promise of a festive feast awaited, where tales of the road would be exchanged under the stars, a celebration of faith and community. In a time long past, where the air was filled with the scent of fresh earth and wildflowers, the festive feast was a moment of vivid celebration. Imagine the scene. A gathering of people in the heart of an ancient village, perhaps near the bustling markets of Babylon or the serene shores of the Nile. Here, under a canopy of stars, tables crafted from sturdy oak bore the weight of delicacies prepared with love and care. The aroma of roasted meats mingled with the sweetness of honey cakes wafting through the cool evening air, inviting everyone to partake. The soft glow of oil lamps cast flickering shadows, dancing across the faces of those seated around the table, their eyes reflecting both the light and their shared joy. Laughter and the gentle hum of conversation wove together, creating a tapestry of sound that spoke of unity and celebration. Feasts such as these marked significant milestones, be it the harvest, a birth, or a successful hunt. The clinking of clay goblets filled with fermented drink echoed the gratitude of the people, each sip a tribute to the gods they revered. In this moment, the boundaries between the sacred and the mundane blurred, as stories of old were recounted and new memories were forged. The elders, the keepers of wisdom, shared tales of ancestors, their voices a soothing balm against the night's chill. Meanwhile, children, wide-eyed with wonder, listened intently, their futures intertwined with the past. And as the evening wore on, the fire at the heart of the gathering crackled softly, a guardian of warmth and light. Thus, the festive feast became more than just sustenance. It was a celebration of life itself, a reminder of the threads connecting generations. As the embers glowed and the night deepened, the hearth became a symbol of continuity and care, guiding us to the guardian of the hearth. The hearth, warm and flickering, was the heart of the ancient home, a place where stories were shared and bonds were forged. In the gentle glow of the firelight, families gathered, drawing close to the warmth. The air was often filled with the rich, comforting aroma of simmering stew, a scent that spoke of sustenance and care. In these moments, the home became a sanctuary, a world unto itself, where each member played a vital role in the fabric of daily life. In ancient Greece, the goddess Hestia was revered as the guardian of the hearth. Her presence was felt in every home, where a small flame was kept eternally burning in her honor. This fire was more than just a source of heat, it was a symbol of unity and continuity, linking the living with their ancestors. Imagine the soft crackling of the logs, a soothing backdrop to the whispers and laughter shared by families at the end of a long day. Meanwhile, in ancient Rome, the concept of the hearth was embodied by Vesta, goddess of the home and family. The Vestal virgins, her priestesses, tended to the sacred flame in the temple of Vesta, ensuring it never went out. This flame was a beacon of stability, a reminder of the enduring strength of family ties and the sanctity of the home. The hearth was a focal point where life's simple rhythms were celebrated. Children played by its warmth, their laughter echoing against the earthen walls, while elders shared tales of old, their voices weaving history into the present. As the firelight flickered, it cast a dance of shadows, creating a tapestry of light and dark that transformed the familiar into something magical. And so, as we leave the hearth's embrace, we step into the world of artisans, where hands shape the tools and treasures that filled these homes, crafting beauty from the raw materials of life. In the heart of the ancient world, amidst bustling markets and echoing forums, artisans carved their legacy into the fabric of everyday life. Picture a sunlit workshop in Athens, where the warm glow of the afternoon light dances across a clutter of tools and half-finished sculptures. Here, skilled hands transform raw marble into the lifelike figures that once adorned temples and homes. The air is filled with the soft, rhythmic sound of chisels tapping steadily against stone, while the scent of freshly cut wood mingles with the earthy aroma of damp clay. These artisans, often anonymous, left behind a tapestry of beauty that speaks across centuries. Consider the elegance of a delicate kylix cup, its slender form painted with scenes from Greek mythology, the figures captured in joyful revelry or somber contemplation. Such objects, crafted with precision and care, were not merely functional, they were expressions of artistry that turned the mundane into the magnificent. In the shadowed corners of these workshops, textiles were woven on wooden looms, their colors vibrant even after millennia. The silken threads, dyed with hues drawn from nature, whispered stories of trade routes and cultural exchanges. Meanwhile, the potter's wheel spun tirelessly, shaping clay into vessels that would hold the bounty of harvests and the comforts of home. As the artisans worked, their creations found their way into the hands of merchants and travelers, spreading the touch of human creativity far and wide. In those same bustling streets, the Agora awaited a place where the echoes of commerce and conversation intermingled with the silent testimony of crafted beauty. It is here that we will journey next to explore the silent echoes that linger in the heart of the ancient marketplace, where every crafted object told a story of its own. As dawn breaks over the ancient city, the Agora awakens from its slumber. The soft light of the early morning sun spills across the worn cobblestones, casting long shadows that dance at the feet of the market stalls. Here, in the heart of bustling Athens, the Agora serves as both a marketplace and a gathering place, a hub of commerce and camaraderie. Vendors, having traveled from the countryside, arrange their goods with care, their hands deftly moving among baskets of olives and amphorae of wine. The air is thick with the earthy scent of fresh produce mingled with the tang of salted fish. In these open spaces, philosophers like Socrates once roamed, engaging in spirited debates with eager students. Their voices, a melodic hum, rise and fall with the rhythm of the crowd. Nearby, the sound of coins clinking together rings out as merchants and buyers haggle over prices, each negotiation a dance in its own right. The Agora is alive with the symphony of life, a tapestry woven with the threads of countless stories and exchanges. Children weave through the throng, their laughter a bright note in the morning's chorus, while artisans display their wares, hoping to catch the eye of a patron. The rough texture of clay pots, the sheen of polished bronze, and the rich aroma of freshly baked bread all invite the senses to indulge. As midday approaches, the pace in the Agora quickens, a testament to its vital role in the life of the city. Yet, even as voices rise and the sun climbs higher in the sky, a silent echo lingers, a reminder of the histories shared here. With the day pressing on, our journey leads us from these vibrant streets to the fields beyond, where the pulse of the harvest awaits to share its own tale. As the sun begins its gentle descent over the horizon, casting a warm amber glow across the fields surrounding ancient Athens, the rhythm of life here unfolds in a mesmerizing dance. The cycle of the seasons dictates every step, every breath. In the heart of spring, the air is filled with the sweet scent of blooming wildflowers, mingling with the earthy aroma of freshly tilled soil. Farmers, their hands calloused yet skilled, move with practiced ease, coaxing the land to yield its bounty. Imagine the sound of wooden plows creaking as they slice through the earth, driven by the steady strength of oxen. This timeless symphony of agricultural labor plays out against the backdrop of distant hills, where olive trees stand in solemn rows, their silvery leaves rustling softly in the breeze. These trees, some as ancient as the myths themselves, offer a promise of oil to light the lamps and anoint the skin. The heartbeat of the harvest is felt most keenly in summer, under the relentless sun, when the fields are alive with the golden hues of ripening grain. Here, the rustle of wheat stalks swaying gently in the wind whispers stories of abundance and survival. By late autumn, the vineyards, heavy with clusters of grapes, invite the touch of skilled hands that transform their fruit into wine, a sacred elixir for both ritual and revelry. In those moments of reward, as the harvest is gathered and stored, the community breathes a collective sigh of relief, knowing that their labor has stitched another thread into the fabric of life. And so, as twilight deepens, the fields grow quiet once more, preparing for the night's serenade, where the song of the lyre will soon echo, weaving music into the tapestry of ancient tales. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the ancient lands, the gentle plucking of the lyre began. Its strings, made from the sinews of animals, vibrated with a resonance that seemed to echo through the very stones of the Agora in Athens. The sound was soft yet clear, a melody that drifted across the assembled listeners, wrapping them in its embrace. The lyre, an instrument beloved by the Greeks, was more than just a source of entertainment. It was a bridge to the divine, its music believed to be a gift from the gods themselves. Legend told of Hermes, the cunning messenger god, who crafted the first lyre from a tortoise shell and presented it to Apollo, the god of music and prophecy. Apollo's skilled hands would then coax from it the melodies that filled the air with stories of love, war, and the capricious whims of the deities. Imagine standing in a courtyard under the cool night sky, the scent of olive oil lamps mingling with the aroma of nearby citrus groves. The air is alive with a symphony of night sounds. Yet the lyre's song rises above all else, each note a delicate thread in an intricate musical tapestry. In those moments, the cares of the day slip away, leaving only the timeless connection between musician and audience. The lyrics sung alongside the lyre's chords often spoke of heroic deeds and epic journeys, tales that resonated deeply with those gathered. Such music had the power to stir the soul, to inspire courage, and to soothe weary hearts. And so, as the last notes lingered in the air, the listeners felt themselves drawn into the mysteries woven by ancient tales and rituals, beckoning them to discover what lay beyond the veil of the known. In the heart of this ancient world, rituals unfolded like whispered secrets carried on the wind. Picture yourself in the shadowed embrace of the sacred groves, where the scent of pine mingles with the earthy aroma of moss. Here, beneath the canopy of time-worn trees, communities gathered to partake in ceremonies that wove them into the fabric of tradition and belief. One such rite took place under the silver glow of a full moon, casting an ethereal light over the gathering. The air was alive with the sound of rhythmic chanting, voices rising and falling like the gentle tides. At the center of this gathering, an altar adorned with offerings glistened with dewdrops. Fruits, grains, and fragrant herbs were laid in careful patterns, each item a symbol of gratitude and supplication to the unseen forces believed to guide their fate. Among these rituals, the Eleusinian mysteries stood as a beacon of spiritual renewal. Originating around 1500 BCE in the city of Eleusis, near Athens, these rites were shrouded in secrecy. Initiates, cloaked in deep blue robes, would follow a path lit by flickering torches, their footsteps echoing softly on the stone-paved roads. They sought a deeper connection with Demeter and Persephone, goddesses of harvest and rebirth, hoping to unlock the cycle of life, death, and rebirth within themselves. In these sacred moments, the boundaries between the mortal and the divine blurred, binding hearts and souls in a shared experience of wonder and reverence. As the night wore on and the final embers of the ritual fires glowed softly in the darkness, a sense of profound peace enveloped the participants. They carried this new understanding back to their daily lives, their spirits touched by the gentle mysteries they had glimpsed. And so, as the dawn began its slow ascent over the ancient horizon, the focus shifted towards those who practiced the art of healing, with hands that soothed both body and spirit. In the gentle glow of dawn, where the shadows of ancient rituals lingered, healers began their quiet work. Their hands, skilled and tender, carried the wisdom of generations, passed down through whispers and careful observation. These were the practitioners of early medicine, who walked the fragrant gardens of Babylon, gathering herbs under the watchful eyes of the gods. The air was often filled with the earthy scent of crushed leaves and the sweet tang of lavender, believed to soothe troubled minds and weary bodies. In Egypt, beneath the watchful gaze of the pyramids, healers practiced their craft with the aid of papyrus scrolls. These scrolls, filled with scripts and symbols, detailed remedies for various ailments. The Ebers Papyrus, dating back to 1550 BCE, was a treasure trove of knowledge, prescribing honey for wounds and willow bark to ease pain, a precursor to modern aspirin. The whisper of papyrus pages turned by candlelight mixed with the distant murmur of the Nile, creating a peaceful symphony of healing. Meanwhile, in the Indus Valley, healers were known not only for their medicinal concoctions, but for their holistic approach to health. They understood the importance of harmony between body and spirit, often turning to yoga and meditation. Here, the gentle rustle of silk garments accompanied the soft chants of mantras, as incense smoke curled lazily towards the heavens. And so, across these ancient lands, the art of healing was as much about the mind as it was about the body. The healer's gentle touch and unwavering faith in their practices fostered a sense of hope and recovery. As we move from the hands of healers, we find ourselves drawn to the vibrant world of storytellers, where imagination takes flight and the boundaries of reality and myth blur, inviting us to explore the power of narrative. In the dim glow of ancient evenings, long before the written word took form, the storytellers wove their magic. Gathered around the crackling warmth of a communal fire, their voices rose and fell like the gentle tides, painting vivid pictures in the minds of their listeners. Among them, the bards of ancient Greece would recount the epic tales of gods and heroes, such as the mighty Odysseus and his long journey home. Imagining you were there, you might hear the whispers of the sea, taste the salty breeze, or feel the warmth of the fire on your skin as the familiar tale unfolded. In the courts of Persia, poets like Ferdowsi spun intricate narratives of valor and love, their words flowing like the intricate patterns of a Persian rug, each story a thread in the rich tapestry of their culture. The air would be thick with the scent of incense, a blend of frankincense and myrrh, as the storyteller's voice echoed through the ornate halls, capturing the attention of all who gathered. Meanwhile, across the continents, the griots of West Africa carried the oral histories of their people, their voices accompanied by the rhythmic beat of drums. The stories of kings and ancestors, of creation and conquest, were passed down through generations, ensuring that the wisdom of the past endured. The night would be alive with the sounds of nature, the chirping of crickets blending seamlessly with the human voices, as stars twinkled overhead like a celestial audience. These storytellers, with their boundless imagination, not only entertained but also preserved the essence of their societies. Their narratives shaped beliefs and traditions, connecting the present to the past. And so, as the tales of old lingered in the night air, they prepared the way for the eternal rest of those who would be remembered, whose stories would be etched in stone and shadow, waiting to be discovered in the tombs beyond. As we turn to the silent chambers of ancient tombs, imagine the flickering torchlight casting long shadows on cool stone walls. These resting places, scattered across the lands from the Egyptian deserts to the verdant hills of Greece, were more than mere graves. They were gateways, meticulously crafted to usher souls into an afterlife, a realm where existence continued in a celestial dance. In Egypt, the air inside a tomb would carry the faint scent of incense, mingling with the earthy aroma of the desert. Here, the belief in the afterlife was profound. The Book of the Dead, a collection of spells and incantations, was often buried alongside the deceased, an ancient guidebook for navigating the afterworld. The walls were adorned with intricate hieroglyphs, each symbol a step on the soul's journey to join the eternal Osiris. Meanwhile, in the lands of the Greeks, the afterlife was envisioned as a shadowy underworld ruled by Hades. The Greeks placed coins over the eyes of their dead, payment for Charon, the ferryman who would carry souls across the river Styx. The sound of the water lapping against the boat's edge was believed to be the first welcome to the shadowy realms beyond. And in Rome, the belief in an afterlife was intertwined with the glory of the empire itself. The grand mausoleums of emperors, such as the Mausoleum of Augustus, stood as testaments to their power, echoing the solemn promise of remembrance through eternity. As we stand on the threshold of history, pondering these ancient beliefs and rituals, we find ourselves connected across time. The tombs, with their silent stories, invite us to contemplate the mysteries of life and beyond, a gentle reminder of the timeless journey we share. So, as you drift into rest, let these ancient echoes guide you softly into your own dreams. As we close this journey through the echoes of ancient times, we find remnants in our modern world that whisper of these past lives. The stones and stories remain, inviting us to listen and learn. May these tales of old bring you peace and wonder as you drift into dreams where history and imagination intertwine. Good night.